History does not begin with announcements. It begins with whispers. People imagine major turning points as noise, sirens, emergency speeches, breaking headlines, public chaos. But history rarely moves that way. It begins in kitchens, in quiet living rooms, in late-night phone calls, after the dishes are done, when the children are asleep, when people finally say the things they would never say in public. That is where real change begins, not in government buildings, not on television, not in official statements behind closed doors. At first, nothing looked unusual. Flights still departed, schools remained open, people went to work, restaurants stayed full, daily life kept moving, and that is exactly what made it so deceptive. Because stability can be an illusion, and illusions are most convincing when everything still looks normal. But conversation had changed, not dramatically, subtly. People stopped speaking confidently about the future. Next year became, we'll see, maybe, let's wait. That shift matters, because language reveals what people are afraid to admit. Fear did not arrive first, caution did. That distinction matters. Fear is loud, caution is quiet. Fear runs, caution watches, and quietly, millions had started watching. The conversation sounded harmless. We should visit. It might be good for the kids. Maybe reconnect with family. Perfectly normal phrases, reasonable phrases, safe phrases, but sometimes people do not say what they actually mean. Sometimes they say the version that feels easier to survive emotionally, because saying, maybe we should prepare, feels very different. Especially when you do not want to sound dramatic, especially when you are not ready to admit the ground beneath you no longer feels steady. And then something remarkable happened. The same conversations began happening in different homes, different cities, different countries, different languages, same hesitation, same caution, same quiet recognition. Something had changed, not publicly, internally, psychologically. That is where history always moves first, not in policy, not in headlines, in people. People change first, then the world follows. Some families began asking practical questions. What if? Could we? Should we? No declarations, no panic, no dramatic exits, just quiet evaluation. Because serious change does not usually begin emotionally, it begins logistically. And that is what makes moments like this so dangerous, because the people living through them rarely recognize them as history. History does not feel like history. When you are standing inside it, it feels like uncertainty, confusion, discomfort, a tension you cannot explain. Something feels off. And the people who listen to that feeling often move first. Because while the world still looks stable, private conversations were already redrawing the future. One family at a time, one whisper at a time, one decision no one wanted to name. This was not panic, this was awareness, this was not collapse, this was recognition. And this was only one moment, one quiet turning point, one hidden fragment drawn from a much larger future history. A world where what began as uncertainty became movement. What became movement became transformation. And what most people dismissed as hesitation was actually the beginning of something much bigger. What if? The conversations happening behind closed doors are the first signs of history moving again. What if they already are? This is the long return! The long return! A future history of the Jewish people and the world that shifted. Available at bookstores. Just ask. Just ask. Or online.